Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how Owner, Gitpod's autonomous software and engineering agent, can create documentation for difficult, old or complicated codebases. So I've actually forked the Apollo 11 codebase, which is written in assembly, very difficult to understand and very hard to read. What I'm effectively going to do is ask Owner to go through and actually describe, understand and document this codebase. So let's go ahead and get started. There we go. What we can do is we can go ahead and click Start the Conversation. Now, because Owner has access also to the environment, it can also run commands, it can write files, it can read files, it can do anything effectively that a human could do inside of a development environment. And also because that's running inside of your private network, it can access to any private resource, like any running cloud commands, accessing of a database, anything that the environment is given privileges and access to, Owner can run on top of. In this case, we can see that Owner has now started traversing through the codebase and looking for any existing documentation. I'm going to pause here and let Owner run, and then we'll come back in a second. Okay, and a few minutes later, and Owner is complete. Once it had completed going through all of the documentation files, Owner is then able to actually build and create a documentation site. This then is running the actual documentation server inside of the environment. What I can do now is actually head over to my environment details and actually launch my editor to actually then inspect and look at the code and also to review the preview environment. With VS Code open, I can then start to inspect and see the different changes that the agent has made, which includes additions to this documentation structure to document the actual project itself. If I head over onto the ports view, I can see that Gitpod has automatically port forwarded localhost 8000, where my documentation server is already running. If I go ahead and click on Open in Browser, then we can actually then start to inspect and look at the preview. As you can see, the documentation has been automatically all created for me. This includes information about the Apollo's guidance computer, including lots of details, including things like the system requirements and constraints, and everything from the architectural overview, which includes diagrams and documentation about the entirety of the codebase. Even if I scroll down, I've even got developer guides, which includes getting started with the Lunar code. And I can actually then start to write my own Apollo 11 source code to actually then extend the application itself. Create a branch and push the documentation to the branch. Now with the changes pushed, I can navigate back to my repository and then view the pull request itself. And there you have it. So we have documentation for the lunar landing module in less than 10 minutes. That was done autonomously and in the background, and at the same time I can get on with any other work that I want to at the same time, or I can even run tens, if not hundreds, or even thousands of these tasks in parallel. Thank you very much.